So Melissa Cross actually wrote back to me. She did seem very happy, obviously with some of the opinions that I had in my videos, which I don't blame her, but one thing that she has to remember, once again, I am a 21-year-old guy in an apartment. I think it's amazing that so many of you people on YouTube appreciate my teachings, and I try my hardest to teach basically an alternative to what she teaches, and then, you know, I'm not charging people for it. But she has so much information and so much, actually so little time on her hands that, you know, making a DVD was probably the best way for her to do it. I've got time on my hands, but I don't have the money aspect, so I use YouTube. And, you know, I'm glad that you guys appreciate it. So these are actually some things that she wrote back to me about. You know, these are direct quotes from her. We were writing on MySpace, but, you know, that was I couldn't find an actual email address for her. Anyway, this is just kind of her response to my YouTube videos, which I'm glad to see that she actually has the time to write back to me and share ideas. She says, "Your scream sounds really good." Remember that. Melissa Cross said Austin Beck's scream sounds really good. You remember that. Anyway, your scream sounds really good, but your technical information is very faulty on your YouTube post, and your message below shows misunderstandings of what I teach in Zen of Screaming 2. So she's basically saying that she likes my scream, but from an anatomical view, that I'm not explaining everything 100%, which, you know, I try. I have never been taught anything. I've never taken anatomy classes, so I try to research the best I can. When I don't know an answer to a question, I Google it. Once again, I can't afford to go out and fly off to these scientific conventions to learn about these ideas and share ideas. She says, "What I call fry does involve, or does not involve, false chords at all." That's what I was kind of explaining. Her going, that doesn't involve the false chords. My word fry involves a compression of the vocal folds in coordination with altered shaping of the space in the surrounding pharynx to create overtones. And it is a means, not an end result. So, some of you people who saw my first opinion of Zen of Screaming were absolutely right. That she's not teaching you that your scream on stage needs to be so, in that, I kind of also have to go back to Tack Holbrook, who said that that's what all bands use, and that's how he screams. He'll, and that's what he was trying to do. Even Melissa Cross is saying that that's not how it's supposed to sound. Unfortunately, the Zen of Screaming DVDs will not tell you how to turn raw into yo! So I have no idea how to transition between using vocal fry but making it sound powerful. And that was my whole trip with the Zen of Screaming, is that the videos are not going to tell you that. I'm not saying don't get the videos. If you want screaming techniques, if you want exercises, if you want more information from an anatomical view, get the Zen of Screaming DVDs. I own them. But don't think like I stupidly thought that, ooh, if I buy these DVDs, I'm going to learn how to scream. It's not true. It takes time, it takes practice. If you have no idea how to scream, it's going to take time and practice. All the people that appear in her videos already know how to do their own scream, so I'm assuming they're just using a mix between theirs and hers. You know, Tacklebrooke said that 70% of all metal bands use a vocal fry technique. I don't really know if that's true, but when I listen to it, it doesn't really sound like it. Well, I guess what I'm going to have to do is just save up some money and some time and just, you know, visit Melissa Cross and get professional vocal lessons from her. That's going to be about the only way I can absolutely 100% sure know how to mix the raw with the yo. She also told me, though, that, because I was telling her how I spoke to Angela Gossow, and told her that Angela Gossow doesn't use the vocal fry. She says Angela does do fry, and she also uses what I define as death, which is, you know, my the only thing that kind of contradicts that, you know, is that Melissa Cross is saying Angela Gossow does use fry. Angela Gossow actually wrote to me way earlier than that and said, my vocals are really loud. Melissa does the false chord thing, which sounds very muted. I do the death metal growl, and that's loud as fuck. Direct quote from her. Although Melissa Crops already said that she doesn't do false chords, Angela Gossow says Melissa is using the false chords, so obviously there's just some mixed information there. But Angela Gossow said in an interview, and she's also said to me that she doesn't use the vocal fry. Now maybe she just doesn't understand that she's using the vocal fry. I don't know. Either way, I just know that Angela Gossow told me that she doesn't use vocal fry. Anyway.